One of the most difficult things about prepositions is that they are really hard to define. It's difficult to describe what a preposition is without using a preposition. And if you ask a native speaker, what is a preposition? I guarantee you that like 95% of the population has no idea how to explain what a preposition is. If you look in the dictionary, here's what you will find. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, a very famous dictionary, a preposition is a function word that typically combines with a noun phrase to form a phrase which usually expresses a modification or predication.
They've done studies, 60% of the time it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
So that really does not help us at all. What is a function word? What does predication mean? I don't know. So you see what I am talking about? Prepositions are difficult to define. Prepositions have a branding problem. For some reason, no one seems to be able to explain these little words that we all use all of the time in a simple and clear way. So during this challenge, we are going to try to change that. We are going to simplify prepositions for you. We will make them easy to understand. We will fix all of the most common mistakes that Brazilians tend to make with prepositions. We will practice with hundreds of real-life examples. Basically, we are going to solve this preposition problem once and for all. Does that sound good? Good. Okay, let's get started.
Y'all ready for this?
Today, I want to talk about two things specifically. First, what is a preposition? And then secondly, why are prepositions important? Why should we care about them? So first thing is first, what is a preposition? So let's try to make this easy. Prepositions are essentially connecting words. They are words that show the relationship between one word and another word. So they are connecting. They connect. And normally, prepositions show the relationship between a noun and another word. And just to be very, very clear, so that we are all on the same page, a noun is a person, place, or thing. Like a dog. A dog is a thing. That is a noun. Or a city. A city is a place. That is a noun. Or a boy. A boy is a person. That is a noun. You get the point. So let's take a look at some really simple examples. So let's imagine the phrase, the girl is sitting by the tree. So let's imagine the example, the girl is sitting by the tree. Okay? So we have a person, which is a noun, in this case a girl, and the girl is sitting, which is a verb. And where is she sitting? She is sitting by the tree. So we have a noun, verb, preposition, noun. That's pretty easy, right? So we have a noun and then a verb, and then the preposition is connecting that with the other noun. Even if this does not make any sense at all to you right now, do not worry. Everything, I promise, will be much more clear when we have a better understanding and a greater intuition of prepositions. So let's take an example of a preposition of time. So for example, the party is at 8 p.m. So again, we have a noun, the party. Party is a noun. And then we have a verb, is. And when is the party? The party is at 8 p.m. So the preposition we have here, the preposition that we are using here is at. When is the party? The party is at 8 p.m. So the preposition is connecting the idea of the party, and the time that the party is going to be. So maybe this seems extremely, extremely simple for you, or maybe this is quite confusing for you. I don't know. That's not very important right now. The important thing is to realize that prepositions are words, normally little short words that connect one idea to another idea. Or put in another way, prepositions show the relationship between one thing and another thing. Cool? Cool. So the next question, why is this important? Why do we need to take time to learn these little words? That is a great question. So on one hand, prepositions are really important because sometimes the preposition can completely change the meaning of a phrase or a sentence. So for example, if I say something like, I'm going to throw the ball to you, that means that I have a ball and I'm going to pass this ball to you, and you are prepared for me to do that. You are expecting me to do this. On the other hand, if I say, I'm going to throw the ball at you, that means that I am forcefully throwing a ball in your direction, and you are probably not expecting me to do this. It is going to be a surprise for you. It is probably going to cause you pain. And obviously, I would never throw a ball at you for no reason, but you get the point. So in some cases, a preposition can completely change the meaning of a phrase. And this is not super common, but it does happen occasionally. So it is an important thing to think about. Also, prepositions are they are a fundamental, essential part of the English language. Without prepositions, we would never know how one idea connects to another idea. Without prepositions, it would be almost impossible to understand the relationship between things. Imagine, for example, the party is at 8 p.m. If we remove the preposition and we say, the party is 8 p.m., we can kind of understand that with the context, maybe. But let me think of another example. Okay, she is sitting by the tree. If we remove the preposition, in this case, the word by, and we say, she is sitting the tree. She is sitting the tree. That does not make any sense. That makes no sense at all. There is no relationship between the girl and the tree. So these are very, very basic examples, but I think you can understand that we need prepositions. We cannot live without them, or at least we cannot communicate effectively without them. So we know that prepositions are important because sometimes they can completely change the meaning of a phrase. And we know that prepositions play a critical role in helping English make sense. Okay, so what else? So in general, I think making mistakes with prepositions, it is not a huge problem. And we will talk a lot more about this later. But if you want to speak English fluently, if you really want to communicate well and be an advanced English speaker, you really have to understand prepositions in a deep and profound manner. One of the easiest ways for me to quickly understand if someone is a really advanced speaker or just a pretty good intermediate speaker is if they make a lot of prepositional mistakes or if they are really, really good with prepositions. And just to be clear, don't get me wrong, mistakes are totally okay. I love mistakes. It's good to make mistakes. It is a necessary part of the learning process. But if you are serious about your English and you really want to take your English to the next level, then you have to be serious about prepositions. Okay, so there are thousands of other reasons why prepositions are important, but I think this is a good start. I think this lays the foundation for us. And naturally, if you are listening to this, You already know that prepositions are important and you want to improve your knowledge and understanding of prepositions. So tomorrow we will talk about why prepositions are so difficult for students learning English, and we will begin thinking about ways to make prepositions a lot easier for you. And please always remember that prepositions, like most things in life, take time. So be patient. For the first week or so, this will seem like a lot of new information, and you are probably going to feel a little bit confused, anxious, maybe a little scared. Don't worry, that is part of the process. Learning any new skill, and especially a new language skill, is always the most difficult in the beginning. But I promise after a week or two, everything will start to naturally make sense, and you will develop a natural intuition for prepositions. And by the end of this challenge, you will be able to use prepositions without thinking about them, which is awesome. So be patient. As always, lose well, and I will talk to you tomorrow.